Hey guys, my name is Aaron and thank you for joining me today at the French River Homestead. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about a little problem that I had with our lawnmower. Hoping that I can provide some information maybe to help you out if you have the same issues. So I had inherited this John Deere GX 325 from my dad. He passed away unfortunately a couple years ago. So I don't really know a whole lot about it. I'm not very mechanically inclined. I'm trying to get better. I'm learning more, understanding more, but what had happened was I was cutting the grass and then the mower deck just stopped working out of nowhere. So I did a lot of research, some troubleshooting, and I figured out what had happened. So I'm just going to walk you through and show you some of the things that I found out in case you have some of the similar symptoms. Symptoms would be the mower deck doesn't work. Pretty simple. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. I'm just going to talk about what I experienced so I can try to help you if you have something similar. So let me take you under the mower and show you what I had going on. So as I said, the mower deck stopped working while I was mowing. It actually killed the mower, I think because it shorted. So once I got it running again, I did a little snooping around, and what I found was this plug right here was empty. There was nothing coming from it, and it was actually hanging down below the frame down here. And so that struck me as odd, as normally you would think that a plug, an obvious plug, would have something on the other side of it. So I did some research, I followed the cables back, and it went up to the PTO switch. So that led me to believe that the cable that runs from the PTO all the way to the adapter here and then up to the switch had come loose or torn free. Now, looking underneath, we could see the PTO, which is on the main drive shaft. This is the PTO clutch connected to the drive shaft below the drive pulley, and this belt runs to your mower deck. This is held on just by this single bolt here, right at the bottom. Now there's two cables that come off from the top of the PTO clutch. Let's see if we can see it in here. Right at the top, and they were gone, just totally missing. So if you look underneath, there's a little pin that comes out from the frame, and this runs through a slot in the PTO clutch that prevents the PTO clutch from spinning. And you can hear every time you engage the PTO clutch, it spins fractionally and hits this little pin. What had happened was this main bolt had slipped down. It dropped down a couple inches, but that was enough to lower the whole PTO clutch below that pin, so it spun free and sheared off the electric wiring harness that goes to the switch. So that was obvious to me that was the problem. So I needed to replace the PTO clutch. And this is where I had a lot of problems because the clutch itself had seized upon the drive shaft. Now, a lot of videos that I watched on YouTube, they said all you have to do is simply remove this bolt and the PTO clutch should slide off. But I had crowbars, I had jaw pullers, I had all kinds of stuff. I tried using some PB blasters, some other penetrating sprays, and nothing was working. So I talked to a couple guys at work, and one of them, he also works up at our local air guard, and he said that the mechanics up there swear by a product called Aerocroil. This is another penetrating spray. He said that if that does not loosen it up, nothing will. So I went and got a can of this Aerocroil, and this can of 10 ounces was 20 bucks, so it's not cheap, but I figured, what the heck, I mean, if I can't get it off, I can't get it off, and then I'd have to pay who knows how much to get it replaced at the shop. So I sprayed that on there, and within 5 minutes I had it off. Well, that about wraps it up, guys. After we had the PTO clutch replaced, everything worked fine. You can test it without running the actual lawnmower by engaging the PTO switch with the battery on and the motor off. That way, if you hear a click, you know your PTO clutch is engaged and working correctly. After we got the PTO clutch replaced, I was able to finally cut my grass, so I'm happy about that. I will leave a link in the description for the actual OEM John Deere GX325 PTO clutch that we found on Amazon, just for those of you who have the same model. If you have any questions or comments about this mower repair in general, or anything else on our homestead, please just leave them in the comment section below. We'd love to hear those. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'd encourage you to do so. We have a lot of great projects coming up. Until then, thanks for watching.